Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to teach how to sew breast pad. So if this is your first time of seeing this channel, please subscribe and interact. Okay, so let's get on with it. First, you start by getting your chest measurement. Chest measurement is from your shoulder to your chest. So mine is 6 inches. Okay, I mark my 6 inches and use my ruler to rule a straight line. So after that, we'll get our nipple measurement. That's from shoulder to your nipple. Shoulder to nipple. Ensure to label them to avoid confusion. I've labeled the chest line. So my shoulder to nipple is 13 inches. Okay. I will also make a straight line and write bust on the line to avoid confusion. So the next place is shoulder to under bust. Shoulder to under bust. My shoulder to under bust is 18 inches. As you can see, I have also given my mark and I'm ruling with straight line. So now we've gotten chest, nipple and under bust. So the next measurement is our half length. Okay, you can see where I labeled chest, bust, and then under bust. Chest, bust, under bust. Okay, so the next measurements we are going for now is our half length, which I have measured as well. My half length is 21 inches. The next place is our nipple. My nipple to nipple is 9 inches. 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. So I gave a 5-inch mark for sewing allowance. Then for the under bust, I went down by 1 inch. That's 4 inches. And for the chest region, I also went down by 1 inch. That's 4 inches. So that means the chest region and the under bust is 4 inches. Why that of the nipple is 5 inches? Okay, so whenever you're cutting, no matter the measurement you're making, always go down by 1 inch for the under bust and for the chest. So now you connect the lines together. You can see the 5 inches nipple has curved. The curve has shown very well. So the next thing now, we are going to cut out this middle. Remember, this is the middle of the breast pad. Okay, so after cutting out the middle, we are going to go over to cut the sides, the front sides. This is still the front of the blouse. We haven't gone to the back of the blouse yet. Okay, so now we are going to go to the side. The front sides is what we are going to measure now. Okay, so don't forget to make your notch because the fabric look the same. To differentiate the upper part from the down part, always make your notch. Okay, so let's continue. So as you flip over the middle one to the side, use your pin to hold it so that it won't shift. Okay, make sure it's well arranged because any mistake can spoil everything you have started. We are going to cut off this irregular, uneven extra fabric to get an even or equal shape or equal curve with the two sides. We go over to the shoulder. Shoulder I'm working with is 14 inches divided by 2, 7 inches. I place my mark. The armhole I'm working with is 8 inches, but I later adjusted to 9 inches. I place my mark. Using my ruler, I rule a straight line. With the curve, I made my arm curve. The next place is the bust measurement. Place your tape on the nipple line and get your bust measurement. Bust measurement I'm working with is 40 inches divided by 4, 10. I minus 5 and counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and added extra 2 inches. That's 7 for sewing allowance. Please make sure you minus that 5. The 5 I minus is the 5 we made when we are cutting the middle. If you don't minus that 5, you're going to have a lot of adjustment to do. Now go down to your under bust and minus 4. That 4 we also minus when we were cutting the middle. You minus that 4. Whatever you get is your under bust measurement. Then you link the two lines together. Okay, and cut. Just trace it out like this. Please, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. Also interact. You can ask questions in the comment section. I will answer you. Thank you. You can save to watch later. Now, to make you understand it better, we're going to unpin the ones we have pinned already and now arrange it so that you will now understand the middle I'm talking about. So these are the two sides of the middle and this is the middle. Okay, so if you put it together like this, you sew like this and sewed like this. But we're not done with this breast part yet. We're not done, so let's continue. Okay, we are not done with this cutting. I just opened it to show you something so that you flow along in case you have gotten confused along the line. So now we are going to arrange it back the way it was when we were cutting. Okay, we are going to properly arrange it. We are going to get the back side of the blouse. Now you fold your fabric into two again, like I'm doing. Get your tape and remove 2 inches for zipper allowance. You trace it down to 2 inches all the way from the top to down. Then use your straight ruler and rule a straight line. After that, get the front middle. Place the front middle on the fabric. Rule a straight line at the down part to make sure that the length is equal. Get a straight ruler. Place it in front of the curve. Make sure it doesn't touch the curve. Just shift your hand like half an inch from the front of the curve, and then make a straight line just like I'm doing. Okay, and now with the help of your scissors, you trace out the whole thing. So this is how to get the middle of the back if you're cutting breast part. So you cut. After cutting, make sure you make a notch to differentiate the up from the upper part from the down part. You can see everything is now equal. So I've made my notch, and I also use my chalk to mark the front so I can differentiate the front from the back, because this taffeta is the same. Taffeta does not have back, it does not have front. Now fold your fabric again. So now we are getting the side of the back just like we got the sides of the front. So now you're going to place the sides of the front on the fabric to trace out the sides of the back blouse. While you have placed it, you shift the curve just the way I did. You shift the curved part towards the edge and pin it, because when you are cutting it, you're not going to curve it. You're not going to curve the back because there's no breast at the back. Okay, now you fold that curve and pin to avoid confusion. Okay, now with the help of your scissors, you trace it out just like so. Okay, also please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, interact, save to encourage me. Thank you. You cut open the other side. Now we are done cutting and we have unpinned. So remove the front part, mark your chalk, make your notch. The chalk is to differentiate the front from the back. Now bring the front middle and the front side, put them together. Bring the back middle and the back side and put them together. The next thing is to cut our breast part. I'm using the breast part that have gum, that's gum stay. Now I'm going to place the middle of the front on the side that have the gum and drag it down to the underbust line. Okay, drag it down to the underbust just like I did, and then with the help of your hot electric iron, you iron it and fold the chest line. Do not iron everything with the breast part. You're only ironing the middle, the chest, from the chest line to the underbust, just like I'm doing. You iron it and they stick together to the fabric. Okay, now with your scissors, you trace it out, you cut it just like so. You trace out all the white sides and iron it the more to ensure that the gum stay is permanently stuck on the fabric. Iron it very well and very neat. Okay, the next thing to trace out now is the sides. Place the two sides, wrong side facing the gum part. That's what you're going to do. The wrong side of the fabric facing the gum part. Okay, You also do the same thing. Fold the chest region, cut. After ironing, you cut out. So these are the two fabrics and the middle. Okay, so don't get confused here. I'm actually sewing a lace. So the taffeta was just a lining. So if you're sewing lace, for sewing breast part, please do all your job on your taffeta, on your lining, before tracing it out on the lace. So that's just what happened. No big deal. That's just what happened. So now I'm going to place the side, one side of the breast pad to the middle, to the other side of the middle, and pin, and then place the other side of the top of the blouse on the other side and also pin. And now go to my sewing machine and run it down from beginning to the end. Okay, I'm done pinning one side and I've opened it, so I'm going to also place this one and pin it as well, and now go to the sewing machine and sew. I'm done with the sewing, so I'm going to open it so that you see what we have been doing and what it looks like. Okay, now this is the cup. You can see the breast cup. Yeah, so this is the breast cup. Okay, now if you place your tape from your shoulder, you see that I got the underbust correct, 18 inches, and the half length 21 inches. The next is the back of the blouse. We are going to put the middle side, one of the middle together with one of the side, just like I'm doing. And now go to your machine and run it straight. Good. Now this is it. They are completely done. Okay, the next is your lining. The same way you cut your taffeta is the same way you cut your lining. In fact, after cutting taffeta, you cut your lining, you trace out the lining, trace out the lace, and trace out the fabric or whatever you're sewing. Don't come and start sewing after you have finished joining the breast pad. You now come and start cutting lining. No, you're going to make a mistake. Okay, so after you have finished cutting, you cut your lining as well and set aside. So I have sewn the lining. The middle ones, the front ones has been sewn. The back one, each of them has been joined in twos. The next thing we are going to be doing now is to cut out the neck of our dress. Actually, this is a gown, not a blouse, but I'm just using the word blouse in case you want to sew blouse or whatever, but this is actually a gown. Okay, so you fold it the way I just folded it. Place your tape from shoulder to the length you want your neck to stop, and now get the width as well. Okay, even though that was 6 inches, that's the chest line, I also still later took it down a little bit because I saw that it was too high for me. So I took my hand down by 1 inch and cut the neck. And then the width of the neck, you place your tape and get the width you want and cut. I discovered it was too high, so I took my hand down a little bit more and cut out the neck. Once we are done cutting, we open the blouse so that you see what we have done. Okay, so this is it. Trim. This is a round neck blouse or top, since I'm sewing a gown anyway, so you can use the word blouse. Okay, no problem. Okay, so I'm tracing out the extra fabrics that are shooting out. Over to the back of the dress, we repeat the same process. I used 9 inches for the length of the back. I want the back to go down lower than that of the front, so I use 9 inches for it. The width, I use 4 inches. I'll connect the lines together and curve. Now with my scissors, I'll cut off the part. When I opened it, I discovered that I forgot to remove the 2 inches zipper allowance we made when we were cutting the middle of the back. So this is me removing it. This is me minusing it, okay? Now I'm going to use my pin to hold it together and then cut the neck again. This time I'm going to dip hand inside and cut the neck very well. I'm done pinning it, so let me open it for you to see what I'm talking about. And now you can see that the space is now very small now that we have minus the 2. the 2 inches. So now we're going to dip hand inside again and cut the neck again. This time around I went in by 2 inches. Okay. So which means in total 6 inches, and that was because I didn't remove 2 inches before the first time. So when you're sewing yours, please always remember to remove the 2 inches. Remember the small details. Okay. Now I'm going to open it again for you to see how wide it is now. Okay, see, I've opened it again with the 2 inches folded, and see how wide it is. Now we'll bring our lining and attach to it. We'll start from the right side of the lining, facing the right side of the fabric. We pin it together, we stitch it, and then we turn it over. You pin it like so. You pin the sides and the neck. After pinning with your scissors, you cut off the extra fabric at that neck side, and also repeat the same process on the other side of the fabric. So this is it. Some of them have been pinned, so you will go and sew from the neck to the sides, and then flip it open from under or from the armhole. The same thing you do to the front part, the side that have the breast part. You place your lining right side facing right side. You pin from the neck. After pinning, you cut off the extra fabric and sew and flip over. I'm done with the pinning. It's time for me to cut off the extra fabric at the neck. After cutting, I'll go to the sewing machine and sew, starting from the neck. I'll start from the neck to sew. After sewing, I'll turn it over to the other side from the armhole. So this is it. You can see when you face right side to right side, when you turn it over, that's how it's going to be. It will look neat and professional. Okay. The same thing with the back. The back is also very neat after turning it. You can see that this is it. This is it. So that is that on how to sew breast pad. So guys, thanks for watching. This is me wearing the dress. I proceeded to make a design on the breast pad, but the tutorial is all about how to make breast pad. Thanks. Bye. See you next